Oh, okay. Hi, friends. Doc South here. Oi, I'm back. I just had a phone call from the cardiologist. I had done a 10-minute video, and it was interrupted by the phone ringing, and that was him calling up saying everything, from today's testing. I went through a battery of tests today, and he said, everything's fine. See you in 6 months. Cool. Keep up the good work, that kind of thing. Yeah. Yeah. So feeling pretty good about that. And that brings me to a point, the point of the video. I wanted to just talk up the idea that, well, if you're, if you might want to, especially if you're my age, older than dirt, or if you're in your high 40s, early 50s, if all of a sudden now and then you're feeling kind of tight in the chest, or you on exertion, not really heavy exertion, all of a sudden you're getting kind of sweaty and lightheaded, and I don't know, maybe you hurt down your arm, and it's not enough to, you'd say, gee, that's, even if I took an aspirin, it wouldn't, or a Tylenol or something, I wouldn't even have to for the little bit of pain. But if you're starting to feel that kind of thing, where you're feeling really weak, you might want to go at least check with your doctor, and then see what he or she thinks, and then perhaps, if recommended, go visit a cardiologist. Your heart's a great organ. It works like crazy, and it does an awful lot of work in a lifetime, and it can do all sorts of work, but you got to keep it healthy. And some of the signs are, well, you know the signs. You've read all the various articles and such. You feel anything that seems a little suspicious about something going on in your chest, coming on suddenly, maybe recurring, with, I'm trying to think how to put it, with effort, you're noticing you just don't quite feel right in your chest. It's hard to explain, but you'll know it when you feel it. Kind of clammy feeling on exertion. For me, for instance, it was about 19 years ago. A relatively a mild day in late spring. I parked my van. I was going to walk up to the post office, which was maybe 100 yards away, up there was just a little tiny hill that I doubt, if you walk the 100 yards to the post office, I doubt the rise was even 4 feet. I couldn't make the hill. I had to turn around. I was actually sort of gasping. My chest kind of hurt. I was all sweaty, clammy feeling. And I got into the car, and I'm just sitting there thinking, boy, I don't feel so good. I wonder what the heck. And, you think, oh, I ate something funny, or you kind of slough it off. And then all of a sudden it hit me. I said, I've never felt like this before. And no, there's something up. And I'm trying to think what I would have said to someone else. If they had the same symptoms, I would have said, you better get to a doctor. Let's get you in. And, well, that's what Sandy said to me. And so I called up my doctor and explained what I was feeling. He says, you get right down here. Let's see you. And the long story short, he sends me to a cardiologist, the one I've been going to now for close to 19 years. And that doctor put me on a treadmill, ran me, put a few of the probes on, ran me for about, I'd say, I was on that treadmill maybe 8 seconds, and he shuts the thing off, and he said, oh, no, you don't. He says, you got trouble. You got a clogged artery. You need a stent. He said, you're going to have to, we've got to set you up for he says, you're not going to die on the spot or nothing, but he says, I want you in the hospital in a day, sometime tomorrow. I want you to be getting a stent. And that's it. And I remember being all green about it. And he says, what's the matter? I said, well, God, I'm going to have a heart operation? He says, let me tell you. He says, do you mind going to the dentist? I said, no. And that's just a tooth. He said, not to take from the importance of teeth, but it's no more painful than getting a tooth filled with Novocaine. Yeah. He says, so it's relatively painless. He says, you've got to go. He says, I could show you on your chart here, and you're not running right. You got a clogged artery somewhere. We got to find it and then get that artery cleared. Understood? I said, okay. All right. He said, I don't want to hear no. In fact, well, he used a term that something bulls do. No more of your, okay. And he he said, we're going to arrange it. We'll see you tomorrow. And you know, he did say, he saw I was kind of looking green, like I said. And he says, honestly, he says, it's not a bad thing. You'll be fine. Okay. He says, we do them all the time. They're a relatively painless operation. You're going to be overnight in the hospital, and bingo, you'll be home. And he says, honestly, you'll feel like a new man. Best I can say. He said, if you need 2 or 3 stents, well, we'll put them all in right then and there. Okay? He says you'll be in good hands. We got one of the best doctors ever who does this stuff. Okay, so well, all right. And I'll tell you the truth. I went. The operation was a snap. About the only fly in the ointment back then for me, anyway, was I was, well, you know, I had my radio show. I did DJing all over the place. I had a store where a lot of people came in and out. Turned out most of them worked at the hospital, and there I am laying naked in front of all these people I knew. But other than that, and actually they were good about it. You know, no one pointed and laughed or anything. It was no big whoop. It really wasn't. And I got to thinking how, you know, when I was in rescue, if someone, you know, got their clothes blown off in an explosion or something, again, you didn't care. You were working on helping them. So, no, it was no big deal. It was a little, I think there was about 20 people I ran into that I either DJ'd for, they bought something off us, or, you know, I knew them when they were kids. You know, yeah, it was really weird. But again, it makes for a funny story now. No big whoop. And and no one pointed and laughed or anything. No. So, but the thing is yeah, but what I'm trying to say is if you feel even the slightest bit of trouble in your chest and it comes on suddenly, you're all sweaty, you're not feeling too good, you're getting a little dizzy, a little weak, don't be a fool. Go get help. Get to a cardiologist as soon as you can, ER, whatever it takes. Get there. And don't mess around. Because today I was thinking, it's been 19 years and I feel really good in my heart. I took, in fact, that's one thing the doctor said. He said, once you get the stents in, he says, that's the first step. He says, after that, you got to eat better. You got to exercise. You got to take certain medicines. You'll probably have to take them the rest of your life, but so what? They're affordable. And you know, instead of being dead 2 years from now, you're probably going to live to be an old geezer. Well, so far he's right. I'm certainly an old geezer, and that happened a long time ago. There was a time when what hit me probably would have killed me before I was 60. So don't mess around, okay? And by the way, now, from what I understand, they do the stents go in by way of, I guess, a vein or artery in your arm. Yeah, so it's basically an outpatient kind of thing, from what I hear. Now, it might not be that way for everyone, but that's what I've heard. You know, your cardiologist can put you in the know, but just get a good one and go. Don't be foolish, and you'll be around for me to pester with these videos for a long time. Huh? Cool. What else was there about that? Oh well, today, for instance, yeah, I was running with 5-pound shoes, my supermarket shoes, which are steel-toed clod hoppers. I was running on that treadmill like the devil was after me, and my heart went through it with flying colors. Honestly, I would have died on that thing back that day when I first met this particular doctor. Okay, yeah, so I got to say I felt pretty good about myself. Yeah, I take 3 or 4 pills. They're not a whole lot of money, and frankly, I feel great. Okay, I just thought I'd say, don't mess around. Okay, don't want to hear about no bad reports from you. All right. I think I covered everything. Let me just look here. Yeah, no, it's really, it's nothing. In fact, you know what the doctor said? He said, he said, I'm just looking at you. Because you got your shirt off for all the leads and stuff for the electrocardiogram as they're running you on the treadmill. He says, you're too darn skinny. He said, I want you to, you know what, I never thought I'd hear this from him. Because when I first met him, he said I had to lose weight. He said, I want you to put on about 10 pounds. He says, yeah. He said, definitely. In fact, make that 15 pounds. I don't want to see you. You don't come in here next time being all, he must have been an old Army doctor. I don't want to see you coming in here, this skinny. All right? Put on some weight. Go eat a crawler. Come on. What are you doing? It's true. That's what he said. My assignment for the next 6 months is to chow down. I'm up for that. Okay. So anyway, I thought I'd say. All right. I'll see you later, friends, and good health to you. God bless. Bye now.